Hello, this is Satorri again. I want to give you a tour of one of my favorite sites. So when we very first started playing on the server, when I first started playing with my tribe on the server, we had this base at this very specific spot. So you see it's a peninsula up in the northeast. So this was where we had our very first home, and when I joined, we were all kind of building this big hodgepodge thing, all coming together. And at one point, one of the patches ended up corrupting our server and wiped everything on it. So we were sort of forced to start over again entirely. And when we did, we sat down and actually planned out and built a new site. That site went through a couple iterations, and the version that you'll see here is actually the last iteration that was done after we moved our primary base to another location, and this became our dino ranch. So this is where we keep all of our egg-laying dinos and kind of the extended herd that we've collected over time. Because really, once you tame them and they become your friends, you don't want to just get rid of them. So the building you see here is primarily just for housing. So the whole lower floor is... I'll take you inside. So we have a bit of storage in the outside space. We have a map that includes some of the highlights for spots when I was scouting for specific materials. And downstairs we have just a variety of 3x3x2 high rooms for people so that they can fill out as they see fit. On the top floor, this is where the crafting suite is. So we have resource storage boxes, all of the crafting bits and pieces, just some very basic stuff. A handy dinner table and a little cookout spot, some trophies early on, the master suite in the back. We have some garden space for a little light farming. And a terrace, which is a really lovely spot to watch the sunset over the mountain. Next, you'll see the Airy. This was created for our come and go space for flying mounts, quick and orderly for landing. Down below we have a dock where we were keeping some of our rafts and our early aquatic dinos before we built another spot. That actually is our aquatic base. There's a perimeter wall on both sides, which apparently is glitching at the moment and appearing all black. So one of the things that's nice about this site is that it's right next to this handy little pond, which is constantly stocked with fish, so it's really handy for very quick and speedy meat farming. So bringing a saber down, basically, and just cleaving through the entire pond, you can get, so I think at the base gathering settings, you could get maybe 80 or 100 meat from one sustainable clear of the pond. And that pond also created a nice wall segment so that I could build a wall from there to the shore on one side and from there to the shore on the other side, keeping it all nice and enclosed from roamers. Down below you'll see over to the left is the herbivore paddock that's fenced in all around so that the herbivores can be free to roam. And over here around the pond is the aquatic enclosure. It's built in a similar fashion, but here for frogs and sarcos and turtles. And over here you'll see the structure in the middle is actually the egg ramps. So the dinos are perched at the top for the larger dinos, and the eggs roll down so they're easier to collect and see. For the smaller dinos, we created these little 1 square pegs with pens with a hatch hole in the middle. So it takes a lot of work, but if you position them right, when they lay eggs, they'll drop through to the floor below, where they can be picked up much more easily. There's also a feeding trough below. So all of the carnivores you notice are actually clustered around the outside of the egg facility. In case anything spawns inside the fence, the carnivores will keep it clear of the defenseless little egg layers. So the final thing I want to show you is these 2 buildings. These were built for this very specific purpose of breeding. So this is the small breeding house. Obviously, there's only the small door. So this is for dilos and dodos and that sort of thing. There's a fridge in the back to store fertilized eggs, and for any food for them while you're taming or while you're raising. And then there is the larger breeding room. So this is for your bigger dinos. Basically anything that doesn't require a behemoth gate, which covers a lot of things that you might tame. So there's an outer section with an upper roof. The trough, which also can be handy for storing meat while you're feeding the babies. This was equipped with a fridge, but it's not there at the moment. So this is the site. Fly up and give you a bird's eye view. But hope you like what you see. If you have any questions or curiosities, please feel free to leave them in the comment section.